You ever just wake up, look outside your overpriced California window and think, what if we had the purge, but with more taxes? Because that is where we are at. See, LA just threw a riot over ICE doing their job. Like, heaven forbid the Immigration Enforcement Agency enforce immigration laws. Apparently that's fascism now.
Retard alert, class! Do you believe in a flying spaghetti monster too, bubblehead?
So, from June 6th and ongoing, a bunch of professional victims decided that it was time to set the city on fire because some illegal immigrants got arrested. That's right. ICE detained 118 people, and in response, downtown Los Angeles, so Compton, Paramount, and Westlake, lit up like a CVS parking lot on the 4th of July. Except instead of fireworks, it was Molotov cocktails and vandalized Teslas and Waymo cars getting sacrificed to the gods of homeless activism. Because nothing says justice for the undocumented, like burning autonomous vehicles. You know what that really accomplishes? Absolutely nothing, except now some morons can't get to their Whole Foods because their robot Uber got firebombed by somebody wearing a Che Guevara shirt from Etsy. And let's be honest, this isn't even activism anymore. This is just cosplay. It's like South Park's California homeless episode, but with the soundtrack of glass, breaking and people yelling, "No borders, no nations," while holding an iPhone made by actual slaves. That whole thing. They attacked police headquarters, defaced US courthouses, looted gas stations and sneaker stores because, of course, they did. And, nothing says solidarity with immigrants like stealing Jordans and tagging the LAPD with ACAB and Comic Sans. One guy even drove an entire people carrier into a crowd. And that's the progressive utopia Gavin Newsom promised, right? Where peaceful protest means throwing bricks at ICE agents and getting a Mexican flag selfie in front of a burning Honda Civic.
The LA County Police say that they have it under control. Carrying a flag is not illegal, as you know. What did happen in 1992 was so different from what we're seeing now. I mean,
video after video has shown that these agents are the ones provoking protesters and also making up, aggression by these protesters that later video shows people were not aggressive.
We are having an administration that's targeting peaceful protests, people that are there to protest. The president is sending the National Guard because he doesn't like the scenes. He doesn't like the scenes of people peacefully protesting.
We just witnessed a protester thanking a National Guardsman for his service here in California.
Let's pause that right there and say the quiet part out loud, actually. These so-called protesters, let's call them what they are. They are rioters, and many of them are here illegally. You are not a citizen. You have no fucking legal right to be here. And now you're throwing firebombs at cars and people, looting sneaker stores and attacking officers in a sovereign nation? That's not activism. That's an act of aggression. That is a foreign national committing violence on US soil. So, if this were in any other context, we would be calling it what it fucking is, an invasion. When citizens of another country attack your infrastructure, assault your people, and deface your institutions, that is not a protest. That is war. And the fact that we even have to debate whether or not they should be deported is fucking insanity. You don't get to break into someone's home, light their kitchen on fire, kill their dog, and then demand a guest bedroom. You get shot. Meanwhile, Governor Hairgel was on Twitter throwing a fucking hissy fit because Trump dared to send in the National Guard. Called it deranged behavior. Oh, I'm sorry, Gavin. Was it not enough that your state's already hemorrhaging residents, jobs, and brain cells? You wanted to give the rioters juice boxes and therapy dogs? Is that what we wanted to do? Newsom legitimately said that the feds were inflaming tensions. Dude, they threw Molotovs at sheriff's deputies and injured 3 of them. What do you want them to do? Fucking hold hands and sing Kumbaya in front of the federal courthouse while it burns to the ground? Trump, mind you, God bless him, gave the green light to send in the Marines if it kept on escalating. And somehow, that's the line. It's not the chaos, not the 10 million, the low estimate, mind you, so far in damages. Not the fact that cops on horseback had to form skirmish lines like it was fucking Helm's Deep. No. The line is law and order. Let me break this down. If you riot because the country enforces its own immigration laws, you don't care about justice. You care about chaos. You're not fighting for the oppressed. You're LARPing as revolutionaries with the safety net of a fucking Starbucks across the street. And we need the return of people like Tony Moon. We need the rooftop Koreans back. They didn't wait for the National Guard to really show up. They said, hey, not today, you fucking tards, and then grabbed a rifle. See, when the state refuses to protect the innocent, it's actually up to the innocent to, look real intimidating on a roof. You want protests? Well, fine. If you want to protest, all good. Wave your little flag, chant your slogans. But the second you light someone's car on fire and start throwing concrete chunks at people, you're not a protester. You're a threat to public safety. You are the reason that people are fleeing California faster than Jada fucking left Will in the hotel special chair. One of many reasons. And by the way, let's stop pretending this is about love or tolerance or whatever platitude you just puked out on Instagram. This is about open borders and the expectation that you can just do whatever the fuck you want with no consequences. You want to stay in America? Cool, get in line, fill out the paperwork like the rest of us do to buy a fucking gun. But no, you want sanctuary cities. Free, paid by stolen taxpayer funds, healthcare, and immunity from law enforcement while calling the people who protect you fascists.
And I hope that none of you will use those guns to shoot anybody. There's no reason to shoot anybody. Don't allow them to make your service and a service where you're killing people.
And then you cry when the National Guard shows up like it's season 4 of the Brady Bunch. Marsha, except Marsha has tear gas now and a riot shield and is ready to beat the fucking shit out of you because you lit Jan on fire. Fuck you. And at the end of the day, here's the deal. If you hate the laws so much, go to a country that doesn't have them, or try and peacefully change them here. But if you go to another country, see how long you last. But don't torch a city, injure cops, and scream about freedom while waving a flag from another fucking country. That's not a protest. As far as I'm concerned, that's a national security threat with pink hair and a dick in its ass. And I'm telling you right now, the next time this happens, we need fewer hashtags and more sandbags. Bring back Tony, bring back the roof Koreans. Because the state sure as hell is not going to save you. And Gavin Newsom is too busy filming shampoo commercials in front of a tent city and doing some fucking podcast where he, pretends to be human. Anyway, if you made it this far in the video, make sure to like and subscribe, or don't. But understand this. Every time that you don't, my editor suffers. He's 5'2", underfed, and hasn't seen sunlight in weeks. I keep him in a windowless room where the only light comes from Premiere Pro loading screens. If this doesn't get engagement, his dinner tonight is wet cereal and desk lint. So, if you care about justice or just want to avoid being morally complicit in my editor's continued torment, you know what to do.